All right, now approaching, we have the Amtrak Silver Meteor. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. It's running on time. Looks like by the headlight that it's an ALC Charger leading. You can see about mid-frame there's a truck there. You can also see there's a rail just off the right-of-way. You can see a guy down there. There's another truck or whatever. That is because about a third of a mile down the way they are building a road across this railroad track. So those guys are doing some work this morning. This is definitely, I'd have to say this is, of the 4 trains that go by, I get this at 9 o'clock, the Silver Meteor, the Floridian at 1 o'clock, and then, you know, between, well, anywhere past 4:30 to about usually 6:30, I get the southbound trains. But this is my favorite train to get. It's usually cooler in the morning. In the summer, a lot of times the trains are under heat restrictions. They aren't necessarily under a heat restriction at this time in the morning. I started this when I could see the headlight. Actually, I started it a minute after I could see the headlight. And while I looked on Track Your Train and it was doing 78 miles per hour as it was approaching here, I have the distinct impression that it is slowed down, and that might have something to do with this construction they're doing up there, even though they are nowhere near the tracks. But you just never know with dispatch. I'm not privy to exactly their safety protocols and whatnot with regards to construction sites. So if this was doing the 78 miles per hour and I started this when I saw it, it would have been here by now. And right now it's still about a mile away. And you can see I have my other phone there on the tripod. That's to get a vertical shot. Well, when I got here, for some reason, I've had this happen on my phone. The screen is really dark, and then you can barely see it, and then you can't get in to find the brightness level. So I think right now that phone is doing a video, but I'm not sure. And I couldn't see it that well. I always get a lot of comments about, you know, these trains don't go that fast compared to Europe or China, and too bad we don't have high-speed rail here. And all of that is true, but if you notice, I'm standing, you know, right next to the right-of-way, and there is no fence. If this is high-speed rail, there would have to be a fence here, and there wouldn't be any of these crossings because you can't have all these crossings with high-speed rail. You certainly couldn't have a dead man's crossing like this with high-speed rail. So, yeah, I agree. Maybe we should have high-speed rail, and this train isn't that fast, but I would never be able to do videos in the fashion that I do if this was high-speed rail. All right, here we go. I'll move over to the side a little bit. Yeah, it's going pretty slow. Alright, this is the Amtrak Silver Meteor. Kind of going wicked slow this morning. I'd say 40 miles per hour. Reason for the slow speed is unknown to me. Let's see if we can get a reverse Doppler here. Not today.